This one's one of those I think you can definitely file another "I wish you told me sooner" category. I'd noticed the water bill was getting a little bit higher over the last couple of months. I started looking for reasons. After checking for the obvious leak sources like leaks in the ground outside and maybe a leaking toilet using extra water, I finally got down to checking with the wife on how she was doing the laundry. Seems she was having to add extra rinse cycles since the soap wasn't rinsing thoroughly from the clothes and there were noticeable suds left around in the washer. When pressed on this a little further, she said it was a whole lot of soap that was gathering in kind of a sudsy residue that was here and underneath the flap here. You could obviously see that the soap had not rinsed out completely. So this entire area here had a whole lot of suds left on it. And that led her to believe it needed another rinse cycle. Well, my next question was, how much soap are you using? As you can see here, not very much. Is it all the time or just in certain cycles? Turns out it's much more prone during cotton and towels, and primarily when you've got a lot of towels in there. Well, with this washer, the soil level definitely appears to affect the water level, so I decided I'd run the soil level all the way up and run a cycle or two with just no clothes and see where the water actually was. Sure enough, it definitely seemed to be a little bit low in the drum, just barely enough to get the clothes wet. And by that I mean just about 1.5 inches in the very bottom center of the drum. Okay, as always, safety first. I'm going to go ahead and unplug it and then take the top cover off. In this pickle washer, the water level is determined by a pressure sensor on the top left rear of the washer. Before you begin any adjustments, it's probably best to mark off your starting position as I'm doing here. Even if everything goes completely wrong, you can always go back to where it started. The sensor itself is sealed from the factory, and you can free the seal up by taking a knife blade and running it around the sensor seal area just to break this seal that's here. After that, you can adjust the sensor. When you're doing this, take your time and go slow. You just want to break the seal loose. You don't want to damage the top of it or push in too deep with a knife. The sensor should now be easy to turn with a very small screwdriver, probably about 3/16 or 1/4 inch blade width. I definitely recommend you go slow here. You probably want to make your adjustments in 1/8 of a turn to 1/4 of a turn. Then run a cycle, check your water level, and make an additional adjustment if you need to. As you can see here, I finally wound up making a full half turn on mine to get the water level I needed in the washer. After that, most of the time, I could run the washer with no extra rinse cycles. And that dramatically reduced my water usage by the washer. Pretty happy with this one. Hope it helped you out. Take care. See you on the next video.